Hello and welcome to the Daily Moth. And I'm not in my normal studio, as you can see behind me. I'm in an airport, and the one I'm at is the Toronto Pearson International Airport. It's pretty big, there's a bunch of people around. And I'm here because I'm getting ready to fly to Paris, France. So, my first time going to Paris, and the reason I'm going is because I have a big deaf event that a lot of people are going to. It's the WFD, the World Federation for the Deaf, of 2019, the World Conference. So, everyone comes together for the conference, the speech, the workshops, the discussions, and a bunch of different events. And it starts tomorrow, Tuesday night, and it'll continue to next Tuesday night. So, I'm gonna go and I want to vlog and for the Moth and record and get interviews for you. And then I feel it's important that we have international topics and issues that deaf people in our lives and Americans can learn what other people do in what other countries and kind of bring those together. And so, like, what hot topics are in the world? And I really want to go and, record for that. So I'm excited. It'll be my first time at the WFD and in Paris. And I want to comment on last week when I was on vacation with my family, with my wife. We went to Ontario. They have nice beaches, and you can swim. And yeah, they have beaches. The water is a bit colder than somewhere like Florida, but you can still swim. It's really nice water. We went there for 1 week, and I want to thank the team at the Moth because they substituted me fully for a week. And I want to thank these people for helping with the stories, signing them, and providing the information and interviews. And then also to the other people for taking the snippets for the clips, and the DPASL for providing captions. And so here, this week, there's not going to be any normal news, me signing with the little side view because I'll be in Paris, so I'll be posting from there and a little information I can, but there's not going to be any normal like work week. So next week I'll come back, it'll be normal in our studio, and this week is going to be cool. It's different because we're at the WFD in Paris. So I wanted to get into any news up until now that's kind of big. So today in Iran, the Iranian government announced that they arrested 17 Iranian police and blamed them, and then the CSI had something to, helped with them. You could either be killed or jailed, and the president said, no, I don't think that's true. I don't believe that. It's made up. And so the second thing, it's been really terrible. There's been a bunch of protests and a lot of people, and the government and the governor Ricardo Rossell wants to drop out because there's this big leak and they have evidence and prints of texts that he has sent with other people, and he used dirty language, foul language, and kind of putting down women and insulting a bunch of people and insulting their politics and everything. So, and there's been a lot of comments that he's disgusting, want to kill him, and he wanted it, of course, secret, but it's all out now, and so he wants to get out of there. And there's a bunch of other politics that have been pretty stressful for him, but he hasn't dropped yet, but he said that he's not going to run again in the 2020 race. So third in the news is in Costa Rica, they announced that there have been 19 people, almost more than 19 people dead from drinking alcohol, but it was like tainted, laced with the chemical called methanol. And methanol is a really dangerous and strong chemical, and it can make you feel like you're under the influence, but it really damages your body. And so the government identified the different brands that are laced and having the problems, and none of them are like generally international or anything. They're more local brands. So if you like decide to plan to go to Costa Rica, just make sure you check a list and see which ones are good. Fourth on the news is that last week when I was on vacation, I was watching the TV, and it was the 50-year celebration for anniversary for the moon landing. So that's really cool. That's 50 years ago, from 1969 until now. I mean, 2019. I mean, wow, history is amazing. if you ever get the chance to watch it. And, it's really, really awesome to see. They still do it today. So that's it for the news being summed up. I'll have more. So as we sit there and we see face to face with certain members, I'll report on anything in the politics world for you if I see any. So some big news for the deaf community. Lauren Ridloff. She has been announced that she's going to be a comic book character and work for the new movie in Marvel. And the title of that is, let me see here, The Eternals. So it's going to be the new line of Marvel movies because the Avengers and all that is done with. So she's working with a really big famous team of people. It's the same idea. She's deaf. There's a bunch of people. She's a black female, and there's also Mexicans, and they're really raising the bar and breaking barriers. And so there are many movies that Lauren Ridloff has been in and won awards for in the past, but working for Marvel, it's a really big name, and that's really gonna, a lot of people are gonna see, a lot of deaf people, a lot of Americans. And so being with a bunch of stars like that, that's going to take her places. And same thing with like the people that did like Black Lightning. Marvel is really special and it's a really big name. So congratulations to her and to the deaf community for this. And so the release date I hope for the movie is going to be November 16th, 2020. And Ridloff really analyzed the character and got really fast, and the community didn't notice, but her husband was there and he was kind of like recording. There's a few little snippets of them standing and doing their parts, and there's a bunch of big names. And so in the background you can kind of see like actors walking around or whatever, and it's very short, but you can see little like big people, it'll be like a big break for Ridloff. So respect for her. Hope that she wins another award for this. And then so there's someone that died, and a bunch of people came, and there was some fights and trying to kill people, and there were escorts with the police. And so Ridloff came, and she walked up, and she was kind of special because she started writing, and she didn't voice anything. She just felt that it matched the character, that as a deaf person who didn't use their voice, it matched, it worked. So it still supports the team, and they wrote everything back and forth, and so it was really thankful and awesome that they did that. And so on the internet, there was an interview where it was really important because she said growing up that she never had a role model for Black women of color, or and she felt that deaf people don't really get to see deaf adults and everything. So it's going to become more of a thing for people to want to go to deaf school, and she can really speak to that group of people when they see her on the big screen in Marvel. So I think she's a really big influence and role model for Marvel because it's a pretty big name, and that deaf people can do this, and they can be in movies, and they can do all these things. So congratulations to Ridloff again. So that's all for now on the news. So tomorrow I'll be in Paris. I gotta leave soon. I'm gonna take off. I need to buy one of those neck pillows to rest on, because I can't hear my own voice. It's nice, but there's other people. I can't speak for themselves. So I'll get one of those pillows and work on some of the clips for the Moth. But I will see you in Paris. So not really in person, not like shake hands, but have a great night, and you all stay lit.